Good morning, Zimbabwe. I greet you all and welcome to the launch of Zimbabwe Independent Movement. May I take this opportunity to introduce some of the Zim leadership seated with me here in front. Next to me is the Vice President of Zimbabwe Independent Movement, Mr. Sibanda, all the way from Bulawayo. Then I'll skip a bit and go to the next, to the lady, whose name is Mr. Kashiri, the Secretary of Presidential Affairs. Then to the far left, that's the Women's Charter Chair, Mem Mutiti. Without wasting, and myself, I'm the Vice President of Zimbabwe Independent Movement. My name is Jonathan Kutukwa. May I take now this opportunity to introduce His Excellency, the President of Zimbabwe Independent Movement, Abi Munyoro. Thank you.
We are gathered here today to witness the birth of a new, different baby, a giant that speaks, listens, and acts immediately. To you all, men and women, we have come here today to witness this historic event that marks an initial giant step towards a better Zimbabwe. The launch of a new party of the people, by the people, and for the people. Zimbabwe Independent Movement, ZIM, is a party founded on the 7th of September 2003. I extend my hearty greetings to you all. Ndichiti salibonani, makadi muri Zimbabwe, ndini mwanasikana wenyu, ndauyawo muzondituma ndikunzirei shanduko menyu yemandorokwati. The Zimbabwe Independent Movement is more than just a political party. We are a well-structured, progressive movement formed with the idea to restore the legacy left behind by our brothers and sisters who fought tirelessly to liberate our country. Ours is the true operation of Restore Legacy. ZIM Party is a woman on the steering. We are a progressive movement that accords due respect and honor for all war veterans and all liberation of the liberation struggle. We commit ourselves to resolving conflicts peacefully. It is our passion to bring about a happy Zimbabwe once more for the good of the whole nation. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow countrymen and countrywomen and friends, the month of April is a memorable month that is to this nation. A month which marked the new regime, a month which the independence flame was lit in 1980 to signify the birth of a new nation from the colonial subjections. The following same spirit, it is befitting that we have chosen this month of April to begin a new movement that will liberate Zimbabweans from the tremendous bondage brought by the current government. Fellow Zimbabweans, we are bringing you a new shade of hope that will fearlessly face the great questions and needs of the day and not evade them. As it is the case with the old and now defunct opposition parties. As a progressive movement, we plan to change the country and its people. We want to advocate for and implement policies that address the issues pertaining our economic and social tools, organizing, to advance social justice and equity. This two-pronged approach recognizes that change happens when both policy and social action are working together to create a better society. We believe in incremental rather than radical change. We are aware that real change takes time and requires the support of a broad coalition of people. Chishona chinoti mazano mairairanwa. We believe that everyone has the capacity to make a positive difference in our community. As Zim, our vision is to see a happy nation. We are all citizens where we enjoy the fruits of our hard-fought independence. We want to see a nation that does not discriminate any race or tribe. We foresee a united Zimbabwe that joins hands to build the nation with love and in harmony. We will promote free and fair socio-economic and political participatory democracy for all in Zimbabwe. Our current political environment is very intimidating. Yes, there may be little resemblance of freedom of speech, but definitely no freedom after speech. We aim to advance access to rehabilitation centers by all destitutes and street children across the country, offering them sustainable survival skills accordingly. Drug campaigns alone are not enough. We will ensure that drug victims are given sustainable activities to occupy themselves, thereby distracting them from the continued use and abuse of illegal drugs and dangerous substances. Asthma, LNB, and remote controls pertaining drug supplies should be dealt with severely. Our objectives as the new alternative, a new breed in politics, as follows. Advancing constitutionalism and the rule of law towards elimination of corruption and other undesirable acts in the country, to ensure total stability in our motherland, the beautiful land of Zimbabwe. It is evident that the big tree of Zimbabwe is now rotten from the roots, meaning to say the leaders have become more culprits in corrupt activities. We are in a sad situation where leaders are initially fattening from the proceeds of corruption. Asi isu tinomira tichiti, pasine uori, pasine chiwoko muhomwe. We promote love, peace, and harmony to ensure shared vision of socio-economic, political development and growth for all citizens, without regard to the ethnicity, race, religious belief, ideology, culture, social or economic stature. In Zim spirit, we say we are all the same. Siyafana sonke, Ndebele, Shona, Tonga, white, black or brown. We are one people. We can share different political opinions, but we remain brothers and sisters. We aim to advance free compulsory basic education for all children in Zimbabwe without discrimination. Hakuna mwana achatadza kuenda kuchikoro. Nekuti nyika yedu inawo ufumi unotigonesa kuita ishi. We will transform the current miserable state of affairs in the country peacefully for the benefit of the entire nation, region, and internationally to ensure sustainable socio-economic and political sustainability. We condone violence in all endeavors to rebuild Zimbabwe. We promote hard, honest work in the country to ensure self-sufficiency among families by providing relevant capacity building programs to all who deserve. We are not coming with just promises, but soon you shall witness robust debate and alternative policies that are homegrown, demonstrate our abilities to govern in a gutsa ruzhinji way. Vana Thomas Mborambai makaringanzira. To promote productive and sustainable ties, political parties, movements, and organizations with identical vision across the world. Our door is wide open. Anyone who wants to be part of our vision, we will advance to water, sanitation to all citizens across the country, irrespective of the area. Fellow countrymen and countrywomen, the Zimbabwe Independent Movement is also committed to the following: advancing to higher education to all children who deserve in that form of scholarships, bursaries, and other initiatives. Ensure that all working class citizens are adequately remunerated accordingly. Ensure that pensions are adequately taken care of through decent pay and allowances. Ensure that public bus stations across the country are accessible to have adequate water and sanitation facilities. Ensure adequate disability-friendly and well-equipped market facilities in all cities, towns, growth points, and business centers. Ensure that all local authorities prioritize ratepayers first. Ensure access to reasonable basic health care services for all citizens. Advance support and increased sustainable utilization of agricultural land that promotes production and engagement that creates employment among youth and other benefits. Advance women-led initiatives at household level that promote engagement, commitments across the board towards socio-economic issues to ensure self-sufficiency within households among the crucial issues in life. Advance differently abled persons, youth and women-led businesses to ensure sustainability and continuity that generates the brighter future of Zimbabwe. Must be given a chance to shine in those fields to bring about the Zimbabwe that we want. Ensure that citizens understand the importance of complying with government statutory statements all the time. Advance regional and international engagement relationships and trade to ensure sustainable development to finally have a happy nation. We want industries, we want factories, we want plants, seeing, processing, manufacturing, production, value add, export to attract foreign currency, not multi-imports. Hatingati munyika tine ma-investor, naiwa ya ma-tax shops all over. Investor anouya wavakawo ma-plants, ma-industries, or create employment, oita ma-service deliveries munyika. Kwete kuya wavaka ma-tax shop, nedzinza rese woyawaisa ma-tax shop, muno woemploya vanhu vatatu, pama-tax shop 50 vanenge vainawo tiri kuendepi. Sa-investor, we have Manize mine. The mine stone carries various minerals, including not only the targeted steel, ngavachiisoma plants and manufacture kana ma-valve, ma-rims, ma-blocks, kana ma-ring zvawo to create more employment. Ladies and gentlemen, Zimbabwe is currently not a happy nation. We once carried the deserved honor of being the breadbasket of Africa in the country in the early 80s, and now we are one of the poorest, miserable countries in the world. The current political system is not democratic, and neither is Zimbabwe a free country, given how opposition political parties have failed to bring the desired socio-economic and political transformation. The current state is that Zimbabwe does not have leaders. What we have are politicians who are only power hungry, focused on the next election and enriching themselves. Elections have come and gone, and what is happening now? There is too much propaganda, unfulfilled promises, and a host of cosmetic solutions that has resolved nothing except dividing citizens. There is no unity, peace, and shared vision on the socio-economic development and growth among citizens to enable a meaningful socio-economic and political transformation in the country. Our first mission as ZIM is to advance constitutionalism, that is in conclusion, the rule of law in the country, to make all other things flow smoothly and normal. ZIM is committed to undo all the undesirable acts in the country that has engulfed our beloved nation. Let us focus on the bigger picture and put aside our ego to do what is best for our country. Fellow Zimbabweans, the current political dynamics in our country clearly shows the need to consider a fresh, new political movement that is not affiliated to any old party. A party that values people first, constitutionalism and rule of law, due respect, honor, and recognizes all veterans of the liberation struggle, including resolving conflicts peacefully in Zimbabwe. Advance the future now, equality for all, social justice for all, shared vision on socio-economic and political development and growth, hard work in Zimbabwe, human rights and freedom of choice, gender sensitivity on leadership issues, transparency and accountability. Ladies and gentlemen, no one owns Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe belongs to us all. Hence, it's our mandate as well to work towards transforming Zimbabwe peacefully. Pambili aiya Zimbabwe, moving forward Zimbabwe, ngaiende mberi Zimbabwe, kunembo ngainge Zimbabwe. Thank you all.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Before
are failing in Zimbabwe. So what gives you the guarantee of success in your political endeavors as a party?
Thank you. Next question.
Thank you. We'll come back to your question, sir.
Which means we have not had enough rains to sustain our cropping season, and even the low rainfall will obviously affect the production of electricity on our thermal system, that's at Kariba, Zimbabwe, that means is facing shortages or a crippling situation as far as the electricity production is concerned. And if you were the one in charge as the president of Zimbabwe, how would you resolve the issue of, that uncertainty in the production of electricity and the hunger that is actually facing the entire nation?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any more questions then? Okay, thank you very much. Yes.
There's a tendency in Zimbabwe whereby if you are not aligned to ZANU-PF or to Nelson Chamisa, politically you are useless. So how are you going to manage to stay relevant in politics?
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen, for your questions.
Right, referring to your first question that you asked about what rhymes from other political parties to do processes. The difference between us and other political parties are what we possess. Our ideology and vision and our mission is what guides us. That's what separates us from the rest. Then the other question was,
the effects of El Nino and uncertainty of electricity production.
on shortages of food and rain and electricity, we should have reserves that will sustain the country. We have minerals in our country. We have lots of things that can sustain Zimbabwe that should be preserved, not to be as abused. All those that we have as reserves can sustain our country. We are very hardworking people, and we are able to sustain ourselves. About the El Nino, it's climatic, we cannot avoid it, but there are also ways that can be used to manage the situation when it comes.
Then the third question was on how is it going to survive in the political sphere within ZANU-PF and Triple C.
We are not even looking at ZANU-PF. We are not in competition with any other political party. ZIM is a progressive movement. Our agenda is to push progress in our country. We can't continue speaking of land that we cannot access. We can't continue speaking of minerals that we cannot access as well. We can work, we can do projects to sustain ourselves, and that's why we came as a progressive movement to push progress in our country. Thank you.
Okay. Recently, we have seen, especially yesterday, there was a by-election that was actually featuring the ruling party ZANU-PF and a whole host of independent candidates. I would like to know if these independent candidates are part of your franchise, which is known as Zimbabwe Independent Movement.
We are not associated to them. Our movement has just been born. Our candidate, we haven't even reached the stage of candidate selection. That will be done towards the elections, when we actually identify the rightful candidates for each and every post. Because in ZIM, we don't use nepotism to allocate positions. We don't use the fact that you have lots of money. We want to see what you deliver to the people, what you can do to the people, what you can do for the people. That's what we majorly focus on. because most candidates that are there are bench warmers. They do not deliver as they promise. They just say things that they do not action. So we are here to show ourselves through work, not promises. We work, we do not promise. We deliver and serve. Even pertaining to leadership, yes, we can lead. Iso hatipo pakutonga, asi tiri kuda kutungamira. Thank you.
Maybe we can take one more question, last one.
Just out of interest, who is funding you? Because you know there is a tendency in Zimbabwe, especially to say whereby the prices are too exorbitant for nomination fees. So just want to know who is funding you.
Like I say that we are a project-oriented party. We have projects that are in line that we are about to activate that will sustain us to the election period. By then, our funds will be available. We do have interested parties that assist us here and there. We do have organizations that are in line with our vision as well. But as far as we are concerned, as a progressive movement, our projects will sustain our campaigning tools to our nomination fees.
Thank you, Jimmy, for your questions.
Are there any further questions? If there aren't, I think we have come to the end of our launch, and I would want to thank you all, those who managed to be here for the launch. Thank you.
Isu batore Zimbabwe Independent Movement tiri kuti ngatisanganei pamwe chete tibatane tose senyika zvekurwidzana zvekukakatirana zvekuitirana hondo hazvishandi. Taswera tichitukana zviri kutipa chikafu here patafura? Hapana zvazviri kutipa. Taswera nongedzana pane chachinja here? Hapana. Zimbabwe Independent Movement inoita nezvemaprojects to sustain iwe neni. Tese tikashanda, tikarima, tikapfuya, hatitadze kurarama. Ende nyange zvekuswerawo rwidzana kuti ningazodai mukushanda zvese izvozvo hatife takazviona. Kana vana vatiri kuti vane madrugs, havana zvekuita. Tikavapa zvekuita, vanosiya madrugs. Hautsiure munhu kuti siya chakati usina kumupa alternative, because chinangwa chekusiya anenge asina. Tine madzimai variko vanotya zvakare kungave kupinda mupolitics kana kuti kudii, asi ndinoda kungokuzivisawo muzuva ranhasi kuti politics haisi nyaya yematongerwo enyika. Politics inotangira mumba mumhuri, kumachechi iriko, kwese politics dziriko. Asi tikawana kudya kwakakwana, vana vachienda kuzvikoro vachipfeka zvakakwana, marenta achibhadharwa, politics dzinoita shoma. Kukakavadzana, kupererwa. Asi tiri kuti hatina kupererwa. Uyai tishande pamwe chete tiumbe nyika yedu idzokere pakare paya.
Ndikuzongopesera kuti bato renyu harisiro rekutanga. Tinawo mamwe ma-opposition parties akati wandei, asi anoda sekunge haasi kusvikira chaipo chaipo pakuzadzikisa zvido zvevanhu. Zvikuru sei takanyanya kutarisa nyaya dzeupfumi, nyika yedu yakanyanya kupinda paupfumi. Imimi sebato renyu tichitorasa even mangwana chaipo kunzi kuchabuda mari itsva ichange yakutenderera. Imimi panyaya dzeupfumi ndezvipi zvamuri kuvimbisa zvinosiyanawo nemamwe mapato ese ati achiziva anganopikisa?
Zviri zvenyaya dzeupfumi kana dziri kunzi mari dzaako new currency, ndozvandiri kuti tingaishore, tingatuke, tinganongedzane, asi kupera kwezuva nyika imwe neimwe inoda mari yayo. Nyika yega yega inoda mari yayo inoti yedu iyi. Right. Kune mamwe mapolitical parties vatiri kuti havana kusvikira. Inyaya yekuti tinopusha donjo rakasiyana munyaya dzepolitics. Umwe ari kuda kunzi ndini chete mutungamiri, ndini chete ndiri kutonga. Umwe anozviti ini ndini, asi kwedu kunyangwe ndikanzi ina ndipo sezimu, It doesn't carry a face of a person. Haina face yemunhu yekuti inonzi zimu ndeya munyoro. Anyone can be a president. Anyone can lead. Ndo pari kukanganisika vanhu vakawanda ipapo kuda hukuru neutungamiri. Ngativei vatungamiri tese asi tichitungamira mabato akasiyana siyana. Kana chiti mabato akasiyana siyana iwo kaita education uri mutungamiri weko, uye achita agriculture, umwe achibata neuko nyika inobudirira. Asi tikati tese takumba zvese ndezvedu, hapana kwatinenge tichienda.
Ndanzwa mataura nezvemari itsva tingati sebato reindependent muri kusapota here urongwa hwemari itsva hwauya hwekusiki?
Kuti muti ndiri kusapota kana kuti handisi kusapota, ndati zvaitwa vaona huipi ina handisati ndaiona. Vaona huipi hwavo kana kuti vaona kushanda kana kusashanda kwazvo, ini ndangoti nyika imwe neimwe kupera kwezuva inongoda mari yayo, inodedzera kuti iyi ndiyo mari yemuno muZimbabwe.